Visual. A close-up of a tiny speckled egg, nestled in a cozy nest, woven into the branch of an apple tree. Sunlight dapples through the leaves. Sound. Gentle bird song and the soft rustling of leaves. Narrator high in the branches of an old apple tree, a new life was stirring. Inside a small speckled egg, a tiny bird was about to meet the world. Sound, soft chirping sounds begin. Narrator, and then, with a final push, Pipkin was born. A fluffy yellow ball of feathers, blinking at the bright new world around him. Visual. Pipkin, a small yellow chick with wide, curious eyes, wobbles in the nest, chirping for his mother. Sound. The chirping gets a little louder, and a soft cooing sound joins in as a larger bird lands on the nest. Narrator. His mother, a robin with a warm brown breast, fed him tiny worms and kept him safe under her wing. Pipkin grew quickly, his downy feathers turning into sleek brown ones. Sound. The chirping evolves into more confident little bird calls. Narrator. Soon, it was time for Pipkin to leave the nest. With a flutter of his new wings and a little push from his mother, he took his first flight. Visual. Pipkin awkwardly flutters out of the nest, landing on a nearby branch. He looks a little surprised, but also excited. Sound. A short, triumphant little bird call. Narrator. The apple tree was Pipkin's playground. He hopped from branch to branch, chasing after buzzing insects and learning to find his own food. But it was the apples that truly fascinated him. Sound. A soft thunk as his beak hits the apple. Narrator. The apples were round and smooth, and when the wind blew, they swayed gently like giant, colorful toys. Pipkin loved to watch them. Narrator. One sunny afternoon, a ripe apple, heavy with juice, tumbled from its branch and landed with a soft thud on a lower limb. Pipkin, perched nearby, saw his chance for a new game. Narrator. He hopped onto the apple, his tiny claws finding purchase on its smooth skin. It wobbled slightly, and Pipkin flapped his wings to keep his balance. It was like a tiny, fruity surfboard. Sound. A playful little wobble sound effect. Narrator. He learned to run along the curve of the apple, his small legs working quickly. Sometimes he'd lose his footing and tumble off with a soft plump, landing safely on another branch. Sound. A soft plump. And a happy little chirp. The narrator. His favorite game was apple acrobatics. He'd push an apple with his beak, then quickly hop onto it as it rolled down a slightly sloping branch, trying to stay on for as long as possible. Visual. Pipkin pushes an apple with his beak, then hops onto it, riding it down a short, sloping branch with flapping wings for balance. He looks like a tiny circus performer. Sound. A rolling sound and Pipkin's excited chirps. As narrator, the other birds would watch his antics, sometimes chirping in amusement at his clumsy but determined efforts. But Pipkin didn't mind. He was having the most wonderful time with his giant fruity toys.
Narrator.
As the days grew shorter and the leaves began to turn golden, the apples became fewer. But Pipkin would always remember his summer of apple acrobatics, a time of playful discovery high in the branches of his very own wonderful apple tree. Visual. Pipkin sits on a branch, looking at the last few remaining apples with a contented look. The leaves around him are turning yellow and red. Sound. Gentle, wistful birdsong fades out.